Hey everyone, it's Chloe Womack. Welcome back to my channel where we focus on living our best lives and being our best selves. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when we're out here being great. So with that being said, what we're going to talk about today is how to stop caring what other people think of us. That's a problem that a lot of us don't want to admit that we have and that we do. And we do care about what other people think about us. Me, not so much anymore, but I do find that working with a lot of women, we tend to focus on what other people think about us. We don't do things, we don't be great because we're so worried about what other people think of us. And that has to stop. Like, we have to stop worrying about what others think of us. Question your thinking. Always start with your why. Always start with your why. Why do we do the things that we do? As far as caring what other people think, why do we do it? Think about when you were younger. Mom, look, I'm driving, I'm riding my bike with no training wheels. Look, Mom, no hands. Look, Mom, watch me do this dance. We look for approval, but why do we do it as adults? Because what we tend to do is filter out the good and focus on the bad. We don't focus on the good things that are happening. We focus on the bad. And this is where mindfulness comes into play. But mindfulness is a whole nother video. It's a longer video. It's something you just got to focus solely on. So we'll get back to that later. But do you notice that most of the times when we think that people are thinking about us or care about what's going on, they really don't. They really don't. So what you need to do is focus on your why. Get your why together. Like, why do you do the things that you do? Why do you think the way that you think? Get real with yourself. Be honest. Write it down. Take notes. Do what you got to do to figure out why you do what you do, why you think what you do, and be honest with yourself. Number 2, know that people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are, like we said previously. There's 3 types of businesses that we should not really be concerned with, but there's 3 types of businesses. Let me break it down to you first. First is the universe's business, which has nothing to do with us, which is none of our business, so we shouldn't be concerned with it. It's when people die, it's when people born, it's the weather. We have no control over it. Those are things that we have no control over. So it's not our business. So that's one thing. The universe's business, which we have no control over, so it's not our concern. The second business is other people's business. What someone think of you is none of your business. That has nothing to do with you. What time your coworker comes into work has nothing to do with you. We have to learn how to focus on the third, which is our business. Here's the funny thing about that. If you're worried about your coworker coming in late, that's your business. You know why it's your business? Because why are you so concerned? Why are you worried? That's something you need to ask yourself. If you're worried what your neighbor thinks of you or somebody else thinks of you, that's your business, because you need to figure out, why are you so concerned? So what they do isn't actually concerning to you. So you shouldn't worry about what they're doing or what they think. It's the way that you respond. It's the way that you start to think and you start to filter out those thoughts and you personalize it. That's when it becomes your problem. And that becomes when you start to worry about what other people think about you. It becomes controlling. So that is your problem. And what you think and do is the only thing that you should be concerned with. The things that you think in your head is what you need to be concerned with. The things that you do are what you need to be concerned with. Not what other people think of you, not what other people do. That's none of your business. So the only thing that you need to be concerned with when it comes to other people is your reaction to them. Not what they do, not what they say, because that's them. Let's get to number 3, because number 3 is short and sweet. Let go of perfection. Perfection's an illusion. It's not real. Nobody's perfect. Even Beyonce, you look at Beyonce and be like, oh my God, she's perfect. I'm sure there's something that Beyonce sees in herself that she doesn't like. I'm sure there's faults that she have that she's like, oh, I need to change this. I'm sure there's different things that even Beyonce Queen Bee have a problem with. So let's get rid of that thought of perfection. And perfection, another thing, will mess you up. And this goes deeper than even talking about caring what people think of you. Waiting to do things until you think it's the perfect time or when you can perfect it will stop you from doing what you need to do in life. So, like I said, number 3 was short and sweet. Get rid of that perfection thought. No, nobody's perfect. Number 4, get to know yourself. Getting to know yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself. Know your core values. What are your core values? What do you value the most right now in life? Right now, my core value, what I value the most, is inner peace and helping others. Inner peace. Nobody will disturb my inner peace. That's my focus now. I had to learn some things to get to this point. So this is why I say get to know yourself. Like I had to be brutally honest with myself. I had to write down some things about myself that I didn't like. Like I always, you guys, I always talk about self-evaluation. Like that's something that you have to do all the time. Like I am so real with myself, but I had to get to this point where I had to do the work on me. I had to focus on me. I had to figure out what was my core values. I was all over the place. Like one minute I wanted to do this, one minute I wanted to do that. Your core values and figuring out what you want will narrow so much down for you, and you'll realize that, wow, I've been wasting so much time worrying about the wrong things. Like get to know yourself. Truly, wholeheartedly get to know yourself. And I did that through meditation, through prayer, through going for walks. Like I would just start focusing on me. Everything else, I have a son, listen. I have a son, so it can be done. I homeschool my son, but I find time to focus on me. I have been homeschooling my son for the last 2 years. So that doesn't distract me from focusing on what I need to do. I have inner peace now. My inner peace is so bomb. It's like you got to take that time to figure out what it is you want in life. I tell my daughter this all the time. I'm like, listen, focus on you. Don't lose yourself in anything. I said, if you can't focus on yourself and do what you got to do for you first, everything else falls apart, because then you start to cater to other people and other things, and you don't focus on yourself. Like you become drained because you're so busy catering to others and trying to please others and doing things so you won't be judged. You have to leave all that behind. And that is why I wanted to talk about this so bad. Like I really wanted to hit on this topic because we stop ourselves from being great because we're so worried about what other people think about us. That's rule number 1. We out here trying to be great, so we can't be worrying about what other people say about us. That's not a priority. That's not something that we need to be doing right now. We need to be focusing on us and figuring out what we need to do for us. But not least, find your tribe. And that normally happens when you're your authentic self. Somewhere out there are people that can identify with you for being who you are, for being your authentic self. As we all know, that saying, like attracts like. It's true. Like attracts like. So if you're busy being somebody else and somebody that's not true to who you really are, you're attracting like people. You're attracting people that only like you for who you pretend to be. It's not until you're your authentic self that you start to attract like people. That's why I say, do you, be you. I remember when I first thought about starting this YouTube channel, and this is what happened. I'll never forget it. I researched different people, their different styles and everything. You can research things, but don't try to be them. Be you. Be authentically you. So what I would do was I would start recording, and I would be like I would just literally get frustrated. I was messing up. I was saying the wrong things. And I'm like, but I know these things. I know this. But it wasn't that I didn't know it. It was me trying to be somebody else. And it didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural. The flow wasn't real. So I was like, no, I can't do this. And I gave it up. I'm telling you, it was fear. It was me caring what other people think. That was part of the problem of me starting my channel. It was me. And listen how crazy this is. I've been teaching for almost 10 years. I've been a life coach for almost 10 years. But I was teaching through I was making videos for my clients, but it's different when you're working with people that genuinely want to work with you and then putting yourself out there to a whole brand new group of people. It's different. So it was easy for me to do that through my coaching. It was easy for me to write. Writing comes naturally for me. My word, I'm dope. I'm giving myself props. That's right. I'm giving myself props. When it comes to writing, my words can flow beautifully. And when it came to recording videos, that was my challenge. That was my challenge. And what stopped me was caring what other people think, trying to fit in. That's why I said, find your tribe. And the way you do that is by being naturally you. Being naturally dope, not trying to be like the next person, being you. Because I could have been on here on this YouTube channel trying to do it, rock it like somebody else. What's up, girls? No, that ain't me. I'm not. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes I can be a little crazy, but to do it 24/7 wouldn't be hard to pretend to be something you're not 24/7. I'm going to do what I have to do for my success. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do and present myself the way I need to be successful. But if it's not authentically me, I am not draining myself to force myself to do anything 24/7. That's not good for my soul. So, like I said, find your tribe. Find your tribe, and to find your tribe, you do it by being authentically you, being 100% yourself. And here's a bonus tip. Stop taking things personally. If you've never heard of the book 4 Agreements, go out there and get it now. That is like one of my nightstand staples. That's one of the books that I may have like 2 or 3 copies of. I'll be right back. Let me show you. I told you I have 2 copies of this book. I give this book to everybody. There's 2 books that I love dearly that I give to everyone, to my friends, my family. One is a book that I give to women, and it was given to me through my therapist before my divorce. It's called Women Who Love Too Much. When she first told me about the book, I was like, this ain't me. I don't want that book. I started reading it, and it talks about being codependent, and it blew me away. So I give that book. I don't even think I have it anymore. I'm looking at my bookshelf. I don't think I even have a copy of it anymore. So that means I need to buy another one because I'm always giving it out. Just like these 2 books, the 4 Agreements. I'm thinking I may have 2 because someone probably gave it back to me. But one of the agreements is don't take anything personally. Get this book. Get this book. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. You see it? Get it. When I tell you it's a dope book, and it's not a long read. It's really not a long read. Look, see, it may look a little long because I'm telling you, I'm always going back to this book. Like I said, this is one of my nightstand books. So it's a short book. It's not really long at all. It's actually 140 pages long, and it will change your life. Let me just, since we're talking about it, I'm going to do a book list because I'm an avid reader. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. The third agreement, don't make assumptions. That one right there. The fourth agreement, always do your best. Always do your best. Always do your best. Pick up this book. Talk to you later, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.